What's up, everyone? Welcome to this gift session called How to Apologize. We're coming up to Yom Kippur, and Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement, the day where we have the ability to get forgiveness, to time to be able to apologize. But there's something really important that we need to know, that if this is the time where we're asking for forgiveness to Hashem, there is one caveat. If there is somebody else that we have upset, and we then say to Hashem, Hashem, I'm so sorry, that doesn't work. You see, if you do something wrong between Ben Adam and Makom, between you and God, then you apologize to God. However, if you upset a person, then the only way to get forgiveness is if you ask that person for forgiveness. So there's no good offending someone and to saying to God, oh, I'm so sorry I offended the person. That the only way to deal that is that if you ask that person you offended for forgiveness. Otherwise, it doesn't get forgiven. And therefore it is vital. And it's not only just now before Yom Kippur, it is always vital to be able to say we're sorry. But let's go through with that, because sometimes it's not so simple to say sorry. I like to look at why is it not simple to say sorry and how to do the perfect apology. Are you ready? Seatbelts on. Let's go. So let's start off with, why is it so hard sometimes to apologize? Reason number one is that apologizing means I was wrong. And you know what? People don't like to be known that they're in the wrong. Everyone wants to be right. It's kind of hard. Like, watch this video over here and you'll see how horrible it is to be able to say that you're wrong.
Wait, please. I know you'll never forgive me, and I don't blame you. I wouldn't forgive me either. I was ignorant and irresponsible and small-minded. But predators shouldn't suffer because of my mistakes. I have to fix this. But I can't do it without you. And after we're done, you can hate me. And that'll be fine, because I was a horrible friend and I hurt you, and you can walk away knowing that you were right all along. I really am just a dumb bunny.
Clearly not enjoyable to go through that process. Second reason why I believe it's hard to be able to say that I'm sorry is that when you apologize, you're making yourself vulnerable towards other people. Now, being vulnerable means is that I've almost opened myself up and I'm ready to be attacked by someone. I'm saying, you know what? I admit I made a mistake. Oh, you admit you made a mistake? Now I'm going to lay into you. It's your fault for this. It's your fault for that. It's your fault. You know what? You're rubbish. You're terrible. It's all your fault. You admitted it. You said it was all your fault. I knew it was all your fault all along. And you're opening yourself up. A bit like this clip over here.
Should I or shouldn't I? Hey, everybody, I'm home.
Bart, you're home. Oh, my special little guy. We were so worried.
Oh, it's great to have you back, boy. We were afraid we'd lost you.
Welcome back, Bart. I'm sorry we had such a terrible fight.
Bart, isn't there something you'd like to say to your sister?
Okay, I'm sorry, too.
No, that won't do at all.
Yeah, boy, get down on your knees and beg for forgiveness.
Yeah, beg me, Bart. Beg me. Lisa, I beg of you, please forgive me.
Now we can blame him for everything.
It's your fault I'm bald.
I'm sorry.
It's your fault I'm old.
I'm sorry.
It's your fault I can't talk.
I'm sorry.
It's your fault America has lost its way.
I'm sorry. 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 I'm sorry, all right. Sorry I came back here.
Now, that was clearly Bart's bad dream, but we also have that concern that maybe if I admit that I'm wrong, then all of a sudden everything's going to be put onto me and I'm going to be known as, someone bad, or more to the point, over here is that I'm going to be known as a loser. Oh, you were the one who made a mistake. It's all your fault, and nobody wants that feeling. And this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. The idea that by you apologizing, you were considered weak. Totally opposite. You have to be incredibly strong to be able to apologize. But there is this myth out there, as you'll see over here, that apologizing shows that you're weak. Rubbish!
Oh, but I'm sorry. Never apologize, mister. It's a sign of weakness.
Not true. Not true. But you should know also that when it comes to politics, I remember when Nick Clegg, the leader, or used to be the leader of the Liberal Democrats, when there was a coalition with Liberal Democrats and Conservative, the Liberal Democrats leader, Nick Clegg, promised not to raise tuition fees, and he did. And he apologized. And I personally thought actually it was an incredible apology. However, people just made fun of him. And actually, they even made a song making fun of his apologies, almost showing as if you apologize, there is some weakness over there. So you can understand why people might not want to apologize because they don't want to be made fun of. Oh, you want to see the video? This is the video of Nick, just a little snippet of him apologizing, and then the video which makes fun of him.
I'd like to take this opportunity to put a few things straight. There's no easy way to say this. We made a pledge, we didn't stick to it, and for that I'm sorry. We made a promise before the election that we would vote against any rising fees. We would vote against any rising fees. We would vote against any rising fees. It was a pledge made with the best of intentions. The best of intentions. But we shouldn't have made a promise we weren't absolutely sure we could deliver. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. There's no easy way to say it. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. There's no easy way to say it. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. When we're wrong, we hold our hands up, but when we're right, we hold our heads up too. You learn from your mistakes, and that's what we will do.
Quite a catchy tune to it as well. So you can understand why, based on politics, that people say that when you, by admitting you're wrong, that you're considered weak, why people might incorrectly think that's true. So now let's get into how to actually make an apology. How does one apologize? When it comes to teshuva, we're told there's actually 3 different parts to it. There is having stage 1, regret. Number 2, saying the apology. And number 3, to make amends. And I want to look at these 3 aspects of teshuva and apply it to how to make an apology. So let's start off with number 1, regret. Clearly, if you were to actually not regret what you did and you said the words sorry, that has no meaning whatsoever, because apology has to be meant. This stage 1 in Hebrew is called charata, which is regret. So to be able to say the word sorry but not mean it doesn't have any value. A bit like this video clip now.
I apologized. That's what's important.
It doesn't matter if you apologize if it's not sincere.
Apologies don't have to be sincere. It's just the act of the apology itself. It's only, all that matters is if you're acting sincere.
That is literally the only thing an apology has to be, is sincere.
Oh, God, well, I completely
Otherwise, it's just words.
I'm acting sincere. Of course I don't believe it.
Right. Yeah, so that's not really an apology. In order to have an apology, you have to it has to come from deep down. And again, people can see through you as well. If you're saying sorry, not meaning it, you can see it. It needs to come from deep down and you realize that you have done something wrong which you regret. A bit like this clip.
Bart, why did you burn my centerpiece? Oh, come on. Was it because you hate me? Or because you're bad? I don't know. I don't know why I did it. I don't know why I enjoyed it. And I don't know why I'll do it again. Just tell me you're sorry. Why should I? Bart, the only reason to apologize is if you look deep down inside yourself and you find a spot. Something you wish wasn't there. Because you feel bad you hurt your sister's feelings. Leave me alone. Just look. Okay. Looking for the spot. Still checking. Oh, this is so stupid. I'm not gonna find anything. Just because I wrecked something she worked really hard on and I made her Uh-oh. I'm sorry, Lisa. Apology accepted.
Very cute. You see, it's not really about how to be an orator, to be able to say words just so clearly, you know, and so well. It's about the major thing. Number one, the number one is that you can see that I really am sorry for what I did. Part of having regret is to take responsibility and to realize that it was me. It's not called regret if I say, well, do I regret it? Yeah, I regret what you did. That's not it. Regret means is that I realize it's because of me. It is my fault. I am the one who is responsible for it. And therefore, what ruins an apology? I think these two words can ruin any apology. Here we go. I'm sorry, but now, if you say I'm sorry, but now takes away everything you said before. Yes, but no. I'm sorry, but it's your fault. That means you've just taken back your whole apology. And the amount of times where I say sorry and you're so wanting to say, but it's also your fault, or but it wasn't my fault, but I didn't know. Don't say the word but. Don't even think the word but, because when you're saying but, it means I take some responsibility, but I won't take all of it. That's not an apology. Apology is you have to own it. You have to say it was my responsibility and I made a mistake. If you say the word but, it means you're taking away my accountability that is part of, that's not my fault, or it's a little bit. No. Don't think, sorry, but. And on the same lines, we also have, I'm sorry if you were offended. I'm sorry if you didn't understand what I was trying to say. Once again, that's not taking responsibility. It means that it's on you. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm sorry if you made a mistake. I'm sorry if you misunderstood, which means I didn't do anything wrong. You know what the real problem is? It's you. You need to fix it. You're the one who misunderstood it. It wasn't my fault. No sorry but, no sorry if you. It's just sorry. It's got to be, it's on me. And I was thinking about this, that when it comes to, you know, Yom Kippur, we have the Vidui and we say, I'll chet this, I'll chet that. We say on this Avera, that Avera, and people start banging themselves over here. You know the idea, it's not meant to be that I'm punishing myself. I hate myself. Oh, I'm so bad. I'm so terrible. Let me beat, oh God, I'll beat myself up. You don't need to beat me up. Oh, I'm so rubbish. I'm rubbish. You know, it's not meant to be this. It's not about banging. Ow. You know what you're doing is, each time you're actually pointing to yourself and you're saying, you know what, for this transgression, it's because of me. And you know what, it was me. And it was me, no one else. It's a pointing. It was my fault. It was my fault. It was my fault. I take responsibility. It's not that the idea that when you bang yourself, you're meant to cause yourself as much pain as possible. And the bigger static you are, the bigger, oh yes, I will beat. No. It's like very softly you point, and it's very hard to do that. You point a finger at yourself and you say, hey, it was me. It was me. It was my fault. That is the real way of having regret. We now move on to the second ingredient in order to be able to make an apology, which is to actually say the apology. And that's called Vidui. We see that when it comes to Yom Kippur, it's not good enough just to think I'm sorry, but you have to actually spell it out. You have to say the apology. And so too, if we offend another person, you can't just think I'm sorry. You have to say I'm sorry. And sometimes it's incredibly hard to be able to do that. To actually say the words. I might feel regret, but to get those words out to say I'm sorry, that is a real struggle, as we'll see in this video clip.
George, thanks for coming on to talk to me. I wanted to see you right away, but my hours here aren't very flexible. I just started yesterday.
Well, I'm here. What is it?
Well, I talked to my sponsor, and I've thought it over, and, you know, my apology at the coffee shop was sarcastic and rude, and you deserve much better.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Can I get a triple Minuteman mint?
Waffle or sugar cone?
Excuse me, Jason. I don't want to get into a big thing here, but I'm not sure if technically what you just said was actually an apology.
What?
Can you get on that cone?
Would you hang on just a second, son? George, what are you talking about?
Well, it's just all you said was you're welcome, which is nice. It's very nice, but I feel I gotta get the apology.
Is there anybody else here but you?
I'm alone. And it's my second day, and you know, I don't even think we have that flavor. So, George, really, enough, okay? You know, I admitted I was wrong. What more do you want from me?
I would like an apology.
All right, look, you know...
Did you try it? No, this guy doesn't know what he's doing.
Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Okay? I'm interacting with someone here, if you can understand that. Now, I'm sorry.
Ah, there it is. You just said it. That's what I want. Now say it again and tell it to me.
I'm not saying anything to you. I'm not sorry. I was never sorry. It was cashmere. I hate step 9.
It's one thing to think something, but when you say it, it makes it that much more real. A while ago, I made a video also about the difficulty of saying the word sorry. Let's play it. I'm really sorry.
Sorry seems to be the hardest word.
It's actions that are important, not words. Of course I could say, but I don't need to because it's just a word. I bought you a flower. Look, I bought you this. You can have it. Will you now forgive me? I mean, this cost me a lot, you know. Let's wash away the past. I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to give you the rose, and I'm going to give you the bath salts, and the chocolates. Would you then forgive me?
Get another pen.
Give me an S. Give me an O. Give me an R. Give me an R. Give me a Y. What have you got? Cause I'm how many times? You know, it's not only me. It takes two to tango. Why don't you say you're sorry? Oh, you did. Is that enough for you?
He is very, very sorry.
I'm sorry. It's always weird watching a video made by yourself. But there we go. Just to be able to get those words out is a challenge. Stage number 1, regret the brain. Stage number 2, it needs to be in the words. Is that it? Nope, because there's another stage after that. Number 3 is you have to make amends. You have to now fix what once went wrong. Aziva Sachet, leaving the mistake, Mekala the Haba, and making sure this doesn't happen again. So we're making amends. Stage number 1 of that is you have to almost chuck away that badness that you had. Chuck away the thing that made the mistake. Was it anger? You need to be able to chuck away that anger. Not so easy. But we had another talk on that. Whatever it is, if it was something about you were jealous, you need to be able to work on that. If whatever it was, that thing you need to be able to chuck. And what that's stage 1, azivat hachet, leaving the mistake. But then you have to be able to move forward that, and then you have to actually now develop the relationship and fix what once went wrong, and to make sure that that doesn't happen again. You know, there's one powerful thing you can say in apology, which is something to the effect of, how can I make it up to you? I feel terrible. I was wrong. I am sorry. Is there any way that I can make it up to you? Is there anything that I can do to be able to fix the situation? And if you do 1, 2, and 3, regret, you say sorry, and you actually try to make up from it. You try to get rid of what it was that was a mistake, and you now try to make up with the person. That is the perfect apology. Before we finish, I want to ask, what would happen if somebody wants to apologize to you? What is the correct response? Well, the following is not the correct response.
I'm sorry. Hi.
Homie, are you really going to ignore Grandpa for the rest of your life?
Of course not, Marge. Just for the rest of his life.
Yeah, don't do this. Okay. Why? Why? The guy is really annoying me. The guy had it coming. Let's just even say that's true. I'll tell you why it's not good for you to be able to do that. You see, coming up to Yom Kippur, and we want to say sorry to Hashem. But there is a principle called midah keneged midah, measure for measure, which means as follows: that we make mistakes. Trust me, we make mistakes. We make mistakes, and we want to say sorry to Hashem. So if we want to say sorry to Hashem, will Hashem forgive us? Well, the way Hashem works with us is the way we work with other people. Imagine someone else offended you, did something horrible to you. Well, they're waiting for you to accept their apology. Will you accept their apology or not? If you don't accept another person's apology, then God forbid, God might say, well, 1 minute, you didn't accept their apology. Why should I accept your apology? What's the difference between it? However, if you were to accept someone else's apology, even if their apology doesn't have these 3 elements, even if their apology is not so great, you see they're trying, but they're not as good as they didn't say sorry properly, or they didn't have as much regret, but you managed to be able to find it in your heart, to be able to give and to be able to give them to accept their apology. If you manage to do this, then midah keneged midah, that's the way that Hashem treats us. The way we treat other people is the way that Hashem treats us. Let me end off with Shana Tova. We should have a great new year. We should be great. We should become a giver and apologize. All the best.